I like that. Welcome to New Thought Center for Spiritual Living. I am practitioner and ministerial school intern, Shelly Walker. So close, so close. I just want to say good morning and welcome. We have such a very, very special service planned for you today, this Memorial Day weekend. I want to let you know that Reverend Shannon sends her very biggest love to you today. She'll be back with us in person next week. And I'm going to invite practitioner Melissa K. Allen up to give us some interesting details. Interesting, Melissa.
Oh, we've set the stage as interesting. I didn't get that memo in advance. Let's see how this goes. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Whether you're here in person, whether you're joining us online, or maybe you're tuning in later in the week, I welcome you to our center, the New Thought Center for Spiritual Living, where we are, checking my notes, inclusive, progressive, and compassionate. And we're dedicated to doing our own inner work so that we can live that and walk that out into the world, doing our part to make the world a little bit of a better place, being love in action. I welcome all of you here today in this very, very special day. If you are new or new-ish, please know that we have created a space here for you exactly as you are today, right now in this moment. We honor all paths to the divine, and everyone is welcome here. Everyone is welcome here. And I'm so glad to be part of this community with you today. If you want some information about who we are, what we do, how we do it, all of those fun things, you'll find it on our website, newthoughtcsl.org. You'll also find it on the welcome table right outside those doors back there. If you have questions, they have answers. So we're pleased that you are here today. We take time every Sunday to recognize and honor that here in Lake Oswego, we are on the ancestral land of the Kalapuya people, and we affirm Indigenous history, experiences, and sovereignty. My friends at home, now would be a great time to grab a candle, something to light it with. We're going to be moving into our musical spiritual practice in just a moment and lighting a candle here. So join us in that alignment if you feel called to do so. But first, let's anchor into our why. Why did we choose to come here in person, online? And we do that by speaking with one voice, our vision and our mission. Will you join me? Our vision, recognizing our oneness, we envision a world that works for everyone and all creation. And our mission, providing spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Speaking of global, I want to say a heartfelt hello to our online practitioners and hosts today, practitioners Annette Nelson and Cindy Gomez. They are holding the space on YouTube, keeping the chat going. And I'll tell you, it's a pretty vibrant chat in that little window on YouTube. So if you've been there, you know. Thank you for holding that space week after week so that we can be in community together. Will you join me in turning around and waving at our friends online, our beloveds? Sending them some love, knowing the love is coming back. That's how circulation works. And it's a beautiful day to be together. Thank you, thank you. It's also a beautiful day right here. Follow me. Okay, a little bit about me. My cousin was one of those Showcase Showdown girls. So I'm going to channel my inner Karen K and point out these beautiful, beautiful elements that are here, nature, in our space. These beautiful flowers right here are from Pam Winkler and Irene Unger, and this is for Joan Lubar, in memory of Joan's dear friend and the father of her children who recently made his transition. So thank you for allowing us to share that space with you in such a beautiful way. And then this beautiful plant, oh my gosh, I love plants. Yeah, I can do okay with plants. But this is a beautiful plant from our NTCSL staff to wish John Bluster a very happy birthday this Thursday, May 29th. John is in the back making us look good all over the world. Happy birthday, John. Happy birthday. Oh, anytime we can celebrate you, it's a good day. So with that, I think I'm going to invite you to silence your cell phones if you haven't already, while I invite Practitioner Terry Christopher up for our opening blessing.
Thank you, Melissa. A lot of love, a lot of joy, a lot of energy there. So let's stay in that same love and gratitude and appreciation for our community here as I bless this time together. If you are comfortable, you can rest your eyes, close them, cast them down, whatever you're comfortable with. And breathe into this space of community, a unity of souls who have gathered together to feel the sacred divine that is all there is. It is the love and the presence that animates each and every being. And I celebrate all of this for knowing that we are in union, in communion, together here to know this truth of ourselves. And I bless all of it. What Reverend intern student Shelly shares, there's something in there, maybe many things for us to take and use as tools for our personal and spiritual growth. And the music, the lyrics, the artists, the love that comes forth and how they share their gifts. And again, for technology, for the people who are with our young ones, our little ones, our teens, now sharing their gifts with them, enjoy. And I bless all of this time together, all that it takes to bring us here, our ministry, our staff, our practitioners, our greeters, all of it. So many lovely lights animating here now. And so I lift all of this up in love and in joy, celebrating it all. And so it is. This is our time for spiritual practice, where we set prayer to music. If you are comfortable, please join us and stand as you are able. At home, I encourage you to light your candle.
Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. I don't have to wonder what to say or what to do. Just let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let me see God's light in you, in you. Oh, let me see God's light in you, in you. I don't have to see the truth. Oh, let me see God's light in you, in you. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. I don't have to wonder what to say or what to do. Just let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. I don't have to wonder what to say or what to do. Oh, let this great power I don't have to wonder what to say or what to do. Just let this great power wash through, wash through. And so it is.
Good morning, everyone. Today's sacred reading is Invitation by the great Mary Oliver. Oh, do you have time to linger for just a little while out of your busy and very important day? For the goldfinches that have gathered in a field of thistles for a musical battle to see who can sing the highest note or the lowest note, or the most expressive of mirth or the most tender. Their strong, blunt beaks drink the air as they strive melodiously, not for your sake and not for mine, and not for the sake of winning, for sheer delight and gratitude. Believe us, they say. It is a serious thing. Just to be alive on this fresh morning in the broken world. I beg of you, do not walk by without pausing to attend to this rather ridiculous performance. It could mean something, and it could mean everything. It could be what Rilke meant when he wrote, "You must change your life." And so it is.
Thank you, Laura. Now, please help me welcome Daniel Schweitzer.
Hey, if you can and you feel like it, please stand. In a time full of war, be peace. In a time full of doubt, just believe. Yeah, there ain't that much difference between you and me. In a time full of war, be peace. In a world full of hate, be a light. When you do somebody wrong, make it right. Don't hide in the dark, you were born to shine. In a world full of hate, be a light. In a place that needs change, make a difference. In a time full of noise, just listen. 'Cause life is but a breeze, you better live it. In a place that needs a change, make a difference. In a world full of hate, be a light. When you do somebody wrong, make it right. Oh, don't hide in the dark, you were born to shine. In a world full of hate, be a light. La la la. La 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 la. Hey, hey. La 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 la. In a race that you can't win, slow it down. Yeah, you only get one go around. 'Cause the finish line is 6 feet in the ground. In a race that you can't win, just slow it down. In a world full of hate, be a light. When you do somebody wrong, make it right. Make it right. In the dark, born to shine. In a world full of hate, be a light. Yeah, it's hard to live in color when you just see black and white. In a world full of hate, be a light.
You ever have those weeks where you just get one of these Sunday songs playing in the back? It's like it becomes the soundtrack of your week. That's going to be the soundtrack of my week, and I am here for it. Thank you so much. Last week, Reverend Shannon taught us about the spiritual power of kindness. Y'all, I wasn't here in person last week. I watched the talk on Monday, and then I watched it again on Wednesday, and then I watched it again on Thursday. Just in case you aren't aware, our talks live on our YouTube channel. Just look, New Thought Center for Spiritual Living, and you'll find our YouTube channel. You can see the whole service just by clicking where it says live. And then you can go to one of our live streams that are recorded. They're there. Or you can see just the talk, just for that 20, 25, 30, if you're feeling generous. And practitioner Shelly goes off on a tangent. You can just have that 20-minute uplift in the middle of your week. And we have talks going back for years. So our YouTube channel is like a treasure mine. And it was for me this week. That talk that Reverend Shannon gave on kindness. Kindness. You're like, yeah, we learned about that in kindergarten, Shell. Like, what's the big deal? No. This talk on kindness really shifted something for me. She told us that kindness is the most transformational tool in times of conflict that we have. Kindness is transformational. She said that the word kindness traces its roots back to an old English word meaning to produce or increase. In other words, to give birth to or create. Kindness carries with it the energy of creation. Kindness is an avenue to birthing new ways of being with each other, and that is a transformation that I want to be a part of, right? I'm going to put this down. I feel like I'm like doing one of these to see. I'm just going to do one of that. Hi over there. Today we're going to talk about some more healthy ways to be in relationship with each other and to all of life. But first, I do want to take a moment to acknowledge that tomorrow is Memorial Day. This is a day that we set aside to mourn those who have died in service to our country, in service to democracy and freedom and peace. So for all of the service members that we have lost, we honor you. And part of that honoring means that we are working to create a world where that sacrifice is no longer required. A world that works for all people. A world of peace. We can honor the sacrifice and work for something better. All at the same time, can't we? We hold a vision of a world that works for everyone in all creation. And the way that we choose to go about bringing that vision into form is through positive action. What does that mean? Instead of being against war, we are for peace. Why? Well, it's exactly what Reverend Shannon said last week. When we add anger to anger, we only get more anger. But when we add kindness to anger, it is transformed into an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to heal. it can become something constructive when we take positive action. The best example I could think of this was this. I used to live in poverty. I mean, I had some real lack consciousness going on. When I found this philosophy 25 years ago, I was living in lack. And I did not heal that lack consciousness by focusing on poverty, by battling poverty, by trying to make the poverty go away. Poverty isn't even a thing of itself. How could you make it go away, right? I healed it by healing the way I thought about myself. Because you see, I identified with lack. My identity was wrapped up in lack and not enough. And that didn't just play out in my finances, let's be real, right? But I started to see my worth, my goodness, and I started to identify with worth. I began to identify with goodness, and gradually, over time, as I healed the way I see life, I healed the way I related to life, my life changed. Just as anger is transformed by the higher truth of kindness, poverty is transformed by the higher truth of worth and abundance. So I tell you this story because it's the best example I can give of why we don't battle the thing we don't want, why we don't focus on the thing we don't want. I didn't fight poverty. I grew in my understanding of abundance. We heal by increasing the good we want to see in ourselves, in our lives, and in the world. And this is a basic premise of New Thought. This shouldn't be very surprising to very many of you. But I honestly don't think that we can repeat this often enough, because this principle literally plays out in every aspect of our lives. It plays out not only in our finances, but in our relationship with our bodies, in our creativity, our creative life. It plays out in our relationships with each other, and even our relationship to the greater community, to the world. We heal best through positive action, working for the good we want to experience. So I've already told you how this played out in my finances, but I want us to take another example. Let's look at relationships. And I want to give you 3 tools that you can apply in how we heal relationships through positive action. These are simple. The application, maybe not so much. Number 1, let's circle back to that kindness that Reverend Shannon was teaching us about last week. She taught us about how it transforms. And truly, sometimes this is harder than others. Sometimes we would rather react from our smallness, from our fear, from our old patterns of thinking. I was doing some research this week, just for fun, on Carl Jung's shadow work. It's fun. Good times. Real good times. And I was really interested to learn that, the shadow parts of us are the parts that we repress because we're afraid of them, we don't like them, we've been shamed for them in the past. So we kind of bury them and hope they don't pop out their ugly little heads at very inconvenient times, and yet they do. But he said that one of the things that makes people resent their shadow, I'm not supposed to be talking about this, but I found this so fascinating. One of the things that makes people resent their shadow work and actually doing the work to integrate all of themselves, to bring all of themselves forward, is that we actually can be, we don't like it when other people have the freedom to act from their shadow. So we get really judgy. I am so guilty of that. When somebody else is acting from their shadow and I'm like, I guess I'll be the adult in the room again. Ew, that is so gross. Guess what that is? Is that the other person needing to work on their stuff? No, it's practitioner Shelly needing to work on her stuff. So let's circle back. When we can instead react from kindness, when we can instead choose kindness in the face of all of it, when we choose kindness, what happens is we can make kindness our choice until we make kindness our habit. Make kindness our choice until it becomes a habit. So the number one transformational tool is kindness. The number two transformational tool when it comes to our relationships, again, this is hearkening back at least, 40 years. Assume the positive intent. Remember your Franklin Covey? Assume the positive intent. When someone says or does something, our minds begin to play a script that we have been crafting our whole lives. The basic outline of the script is made by just our individual way that we see the world, our psyche, and layered onto that basic script is every experience we have ever had in our entire lives forever. And what our brains does, it particularly holds on to the painful memories. Yay, aren't we lucky about that? And it layers all of this into a script for the sole purpose of keeping us safe. Isn't that lovely? We're trying to be safe. And the way we justify some of the things we do in the name of safety is really fascinating. And so when something happens, our very natural tendency as human beings is to protect, to withdraw from that thing that could potentially be harmful to us. That thing that script in our head says, oh, something similar happened to us in 1989 and it hurt. So we'd better not do it again. What if instead we assume that what if instead of assuming that the person is out to get us, we assume that the person is acting from the best intent that they can have in that moment, and that we are safe to respond with kindness. We are safe to respond with kindness. The older I get, the more I realize that I would rather err on the side of generosity than err on the side of judgment. And so assuming the positive intent transforms relationships. When you assume the positive intent, your brain becomes available for curiosity instead of judgment. I wonder how that person perceives that this could be good, right? That could be judgment, but it can be a gateway to curiosity. Oh, wait, I wonder how is this positive? How do they intend this to be positive? Okay, kindness, assume the positive intent. Number 3, and I cannot stress this enough. You do not have to understand someone to be kind to them. You do not have to understand the pain that they're in and that's why they're reacting the way they are. You don't have to understand that to choose kindness anyway. It's easy to be a loving presence when you understand that somebody's acting out because they're in pain. It's easy to be a loving presence when you understand, oh, they're going through some stuff. I'm going to give them some grace. Can we give them grace without that understanding? The truth is, around here, we talk a lot about being love. We talk a lot about being the light. We talk about it a lot. And the reason why is because we understand that the only actions that we can control are our own. And if this is going to be a loving world, we are the ones who are going to bring that behavior to the world, right? But we don't just have control over our own reactions and our own behaviors. We also have control over our perceptions. When we can raise up high enough to see what the heck we're doing. So in addition to being the light, we can become skilled at seeing the light. I love this quote from Richard Rohr. He said, "Light is less something you see directly and more something by which you see all other things." Isn't that beautiful? Light is less something you see directly and more something by which you see all other things. When we employ kindness, when we employ assuming the positive intent, when we commit to being a loving presence, it changes the way that we see all of the other things. It shifts the light that our perception is shining onto the situation. And it creates a space where you can breathe and where others are free to shine. When we take away the struggle, when we create space instead, it frees up the flow of the good in each other. I saw this story this week, and I've been thinking about it for days, so of course now you're going to hear this story too. A former social worker in Canada is enjoying his retirement in a very similar way to how he enjoyed his long career, by listening to people. Likening it to being the stranger on the airplane in the seat next to you, Paul Jenkinson is currently on a cross-Canada tour where he shows up, sits down, and listens to anyone and about anything. Good listening is a skill rarely found in the world, and during a career as a registered social worker in Nova Scotia and as a spokesperson for advocates for the care of the elderly, it was part of his job description. I will listen isn't an event, it's just 2 folding chairs and a wooden cafe table. He said, I am there as a fellow human to make connections. I just create that safe space for them, a little bit like the stranger on the airplane that you're never going to see again. The article went on to say, how many people do you know who'd love someone that isn't a therapist or a family member to just sit down and talk to? Jenkinson says that it's not all lost students and recovering addicts. Sometimes people want to come express the things they're proud of or the good deeds that they've performed. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Can we get a hand for Paul Jenkinson? He's my new kindness hero. Ooh, kindness hero. Ooh. All right. Listening is love in action. Now, this is a very sweet story, and I love what this man is doing. But think about this. When Mr. Jenkinson creates this space for listening, think about his experience. He isn't only freely giving an opportunity for people to be safe and heard and all those wonderful things, but he's also freely receiving anything that wants to be shared with him. And isn't this an absolutely beautiful example of the law of circulation? Freely accepting what comes my way after I set the space for it. This is the ultimate way to say yes to life, to listen deeply, willing to hear what needs to be shared, and trusting that what needs to happen is what will happen. And let's be honest, sometimes people bring us their light, and sometimes people bring us their shadow. Sometimes they share with joy and love, and sometimes people share with unskilled behavior. Sometimes we set that space and people show up in ways that we would rather they didn't. Love them anyway. apply that kindness that transforms anyway. What's the first rule of improv? First rule of improv is always say yes, or, as I like to call it, yes and. When you're doing an improv scene with someone, they throw out something. We're at the bus station, and we're sitting, and the naked lady walks by. Your job as their partner in the scene is to agree with them. Yes, and I have a blanket. Let's cover her up. This is improv. It's the yes and. You take what your partner is doing, you agree with it wholeheartedly, and you build on that thing. What would life look like if we yes and our way through it? If we adopted yes and as a way of moving through the world? And what would that look like if we infused that yes with loving kindness? What would that look like? Yes and. There's a Buddhist phrase that practitioner Melissa introduced me to. It's really beautiful. It goes like this. Right now, it's like this. Right now, it's like this. This simple phrase serves two purposes. First, you can use it as a check-in on life to get really real about life and what's really going on. It's a chance to own what's really happening. Right now, it's like this. But it also does a second thing. It's a reminder that all things in life are impermanent. Right now, it's like this, but it won't be like this forever. If there is something in your life that is feeling off kilter, and if you don't have any, I have a few you could borrow, freely given, I'm wondering if it's time for some deep listening, like Mr. Jenkinson. Or maybe it's time for a reality check. Right now, it's like this. And maybe it's time to say yes to life in a different way. I know that we aren't always at choice about what life brings us. But when we can sit in the what is, in authenticity, when we can recognize that this what is, that this too shall pass, then we are at choice. We get to choose the and. Yes, this diagnosis sucks. And I'm going to meet it with as much grace and humor as I can drudge up. Yes, the loss of this person from my life is terrible. And I'm going to use their memory to remind me to live fiercely. You see, we don't get to control the yes. We don't get to control what life hands us, but we do have choices in the and. We always have choices in the and. Your yes is a sacred, holy covenant with life. Your yes is a willingness to live in the flow of the good and the abundance that life would have for you. Understanding that often that flow and that abundance doesn't look like what you thought it would. And that's okay. But living in the flow is always better than trying to push against it. And your personal power lies in what follows the yes. Your personal power lies in the and. We honor the fallen on Memorial Day, and we work for a world rooted in peace. Yes, and. So this week, as we go out into our lives and into the world, I'm going to invite you to remember the yes and. Say yes to life and make a bold choice for positive action rooted in kindness, assuming positive intent. Err on the side of generosity and love them anyway. And keep loving again and again and again, even when you feel like it's unfair. Because that love transforms everything, everything. And we are here for it. Yeah. Thank you. Positive action. I'm going to invite the practitioners to come forward. We're going to anchor all of this in prayer. But before we do, I can't talk about flow and not read beloved Dr. Noel McGinnis's poem on flow. So to begin our treatment today, we are going to hear from the late, great Dr. Noel McGinnis. I invite you to rest your eyes as you feel comfortable and take a breath. Be as water is, without friction. Flow around the edges of those within your path. Surround within your ever-moving depths those who come to rest there. Enfold them while never for a moment holding on. Accept whatever distance others are moved within your flow. Be with them gently, as far as they allow your strength to take them, and fill with your own being the remaining space when they are left behind. When dropping down life's rapids, froth and bubble into fragments if you must, knowing that the one of you, now many, will just as many times be one again. And when you've gone as far as you can go, quietly await your next beginning. And what I know is that in that quiet waiting place is love. In that flow is love. In the froth and bubble is love. In the breaking apart is love. And in the coming back together, love itself guides the way. And so wherever there is any place in our lives, in our bodies, in our finances, in our relationships, in our families, in our work, in our country, wherever there is a place that appears to be frothing and breaking apart, what I know is love right there at the center of it, pulling us back together again in a higher form, in a better form, in a healthier form that says love has been here, love has transformed this thing, and all must be well. And so wherever those places are, we simply invite that love in. Wherever those places are in the world, in all the hurting places, we invite love in to transform all of the places that do not work, all of the places that have forgotten to love first. And what I know is that even now, this love is transforming into something greater. For us, for each other, for the world. Love. And so for all of the places that celebrate this love, I stand in profound gratitude for all of the churches, synagogues, ashrams, seminars, nature walks, all of the places where we learn about love, I celebrate all of it, and I invite all of it to a greater expression this day. More love, higher love, because by golly, we deserve it. This planet deserves it. This world deserves it, this love. And so knowing that even now this love goes forward to make the crooked places straight, we bravely and boldly follow that light and walk this path, doing what is ours to do with gratitude, with grace, with love. And in that love, we simply let it be. Blessed, blessed be. And so it is. Blessed be. Blessed be. Thank you, Brian.
So it is indeed. Thank you, Almost Reverend Shelly. I love you so very, very much. I love you so very, very much. Let's show our kindness right now in our time of conscious giving. This is where we get to pay it forward, where we get to participate in the circulation of good and of blessings and of kindness. There are many ways that we can give. There are baskets literally circulating around the room. Circulating. Chose that word on purpose. We also have our QR code available on the screen for easy scanning. And we have text to give at 503-966-3236. Oh, I got it right. And also online on our website, newthoughtcsl.org. There's a link being added to the chat box right now. And when you're there, there is a way for you to set up automatic contributions so that every week it's just taken care of and you stay in the flow. So super simple and so blessed easy. Please know that your contributions and your financial support, that's what makes this community possible. We exist because of your gifts. So thank you very much. And please know that your gifts don't stop here. That wouldn't be circulating, right? So this is just coming up a short list of some of the organizations and services that we support. So every little bit that you give continues beyond our walls into the community that is doing good work into the world and living their love and their values. So thank you for making this happen. It's all possible because of you. If you'd like to take your contribution or one of these cards, these are great for those of us that do that automatic giving or pledging or digital. Let's place it over our hearts so that we can speak a word of blessing on these gifts, shall we? From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Thank you, thank you. Will you help me welcome the kindness that's showing up as music today? Brian Harris, New Thought Messengers.
Hey, if you feel like dancing, like no one's watching, you know, whatever you want to do, standing. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I think I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, it's nothing but blue skies. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Oh, it's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day.
Thank you. So much joy. It's optimistic, right? Everything that's been covered today in the music, optimism. I have some announcements, 4 of them. And I see, Shelly, you gave me time that I don't have to fly through them. Thank you. Today at 12:30 in the Learning Center, you're invited to a time to remember. Reverend Sally Rudis is offering this in person and online, and it's an informal and safe setting to remember our loved ones who have passed and purposely create a meaningful memory of their passing. If attending online, go to our website, newthoughtcsl.org, so that you can receive a Zoom link. A love offering is welcomed, and a love offering is there's no charge for this experience, this workshop. However, if something comes forth in your heart to share, there will be an opportunity to do so. I'll be there. I'll be there. Mm-hmm. Oh, Reverend Sally, you're being asked to stand up. Thank you. And it is here, join Reverend Shannon for her sacred numerology workshop. You'll have an opportunity to explore the ancient portal into your soul's vibrational design and learn how to use your name, your birth date, and meaningful numbers in your life that hold sacred keys to your divine path. I'm really curious about this. It's a special 2-hour workshop being held Sunday, June 8th at 12:30 Pacific time, in person and online, and it will be recorded. Tuition is $45 for everyone local. There'll be a light lunch before the workshop. Register now at newthoughtcsl.org. And registration is now open for our summer certified class, Ernest Holmes, Essential Ernest. It's a 6-week class on Tuesday evenings from June 10th to July 15th, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Pacific, online only, with practitioner B. Westcott Curl. Essential Ernest explores the profound writings of Ernest Holmes, enabling participants to delve into the depths of his wisdom and gain invaluable insights into the nature of consciousness and spirituality. It's a certified CSL course and prerequisite for practitioner studies. Register now at newthoughtcsl.org. When I took this class during practitioner studies, it ended up being my favorite one. Yes, I had so much personal growth that came through that, a better understanding of what our philosophy expresses, endorses, and understanding more about that. And then lastly, for everyone local, there'll be a grounds cleanup work party this coming Saturday, May 31st, from 10 to 2. Bring your garden gloves, or not, I don't. You see my short nails. Bring your garden gloves if that works for you. Join others as we prepare our grounds for summer. A light lunch will be served. Please sign up on our website, newthoughtscsl.org, or at the welcome table outside.
Thank you, Practitioner Terry. So much good, so much kindness happening today. And I thank you all for coming and tuning in live in person. Thank you for making the effort to be in community today. I want to thank our online practitioners, Annette Nelson and Cindy Gomez. Thank you for holding that space. For so many that tuned in around the globe, let me tell you from where. We have folks online from Oregon, Colorado, Mexico, California, Massachusetts, Germany, Spain, Washington, Nebraska, and New Mexico. And those are just the ones that we know. So thank you for being here. We feel you in our heart. It's a good day. I'd like to invite the practitioners down to come on down before we finish up today. And all those practitioners that helped make today's service possible, please come up and join me as well. These practitioners are available for prayer after service today. Please, if you have something weighing on your heart, if you have something you want to celebrate, if there's something that's just trying to edge out and you need a little guidance, that's where we come in. Please take advantage of this gift that we give every single week. We're going to make the sanctuary a place for prayer and contemplation and meditation immediately following this service. There's a link online for online folks to get one-on-one prayer with a practitioner as well. So if your heart is asking you to stay, please do. Otherwise, join us downstairs for some coffee, for some nosh, for some bookstore, for some fun. And parents, please get your kiddos before you head downstairs. I have it on good authority. The kids like to see what's going on in the community room as well. And by going on, I mean what is being served. So thank you so very much, Reverend Shelly.
Oh, I did it again. Y'all, please stand as you're able for our final blessing. I appreciate that y'all see me. It helps me to see myself. Thank you so much. Thank you online. Thank you here in person for being part of this community of love and grace this day. May you go in the light as the light and with the light until we meet again. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. All right, sing one more song with us, y'all, and know that you are loved.
I release and I let go.